Triple B. What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? So, we're going to start with the news first about WWE. First of all, this is the older WWE shirt that I grew up with, Attitude Era. Formerly known as World Wrestling Federation, and it was better than today's genre. So, either way, guys, I wanted to tell you the situation here. Jasmine Nix was cut from WWE back in, actually, of this past Tuesday from NXT. Bubba Ray Dudley came up, tried offering her a horrible contract, 3 years for $50,000, and that deal was so stupid and pathetic. So who wants to do $50,000 for 3 years? Would you do that for 3 years? No.
Not well, not that I would agree with. So no.
So no. So here's the thing I have the problem with these three stooges from WWE. First of all, the CEO, Nick Khan, he is nothing but a dumbass. He doesn't know how to run a business. And yet they're having WWE for WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia of 2027. And all the females, if you see their expressions, the look on their face, they don't want to go because here's the reason why. They don't allow ladies to wear what they wear in wrestling. They want them to wear basically full on clothed. So really, that's really stupid. So you don't care about the men dressing up how they are, but the ladies, like really? That's why nobody wants to watch WrestleMania 2027 for Saudi Arabia. I'm not going to watch it. I think
Me
that's
neither.
stupid. But either way, regards of Jasmine Nix, though, she got a nice exclusive deal to AEW. So again, All Elite Wrestling is better than WWE today. The only reason why I'm still watching it is because Stone Cold's daughter, aka Sol Ruka. So really, WWE's gone to shit because of that one stooge. Now, the number stooge idiot is Triple H. He's the one that's ruining WWE. He calls himself the chair executive officer, and he runs the creative team, and he's been nothing but horrible. He doesn't know what he's doing anymore. He's allowing these rookies to come into the main roster pretty quickly, and yet he's manipulating them. And yet he's allowing Tiffany Stratton to get away with not defending her title, even though today, she's now held it for 313 days. So I think it's about time for her to lose her stupid title. She's really nothing. She'll always be nothing. She's nothing but a dumbass. Okay?
Yeah.
And then number 3 is about Bubba Ray Dudley. He's the guy that offered the bad contract to Jasmine Nix for $50,000 for 3 years. That's stupid. And also on top of that, he disrespected the other legend, The Undertaker. So he thinks that he told this one guy that we just lost a viewer, so I really don't care. So either way, guys, the thing about Bubba Ray Dudley is that he went up to The Undertaker and said, stop giving him too much good confidence. That's part of his job. So Bubba Ray Dudley is basically ruining the company, just like Triple H. He thinks he's a coach, but this guy really wanted to be in WWE NXT, and he was very confident. I watched all of his matches; he was pretty good. But Bubba Ray Dudley told him, first of all, you have too much confidence. He's like, 2, I wanted you to put that guy through the table like how we did it back in the day. Bubba Ray Dudley, nobody wants to be like you. Your days as the Dudley Boys is said and over, okay? You're nothing but a little fat ass that sits there at his mom's house that can't live in his own house. So stop eating too much cupcakes and move on. Like, leave WWE. Now, that's it about the WWE news, but either way, those 3 people are ruining the company. So again, me and him, we watch AEW, and it's better.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's basically awesome regarding like AEW. It's like the first time that we watched AEW, I'm like, okay, this is a lot better. Even though it's low budgeted, but like it's better in a lot of ways when it comes to it. Like there are no storylines that don't allow any predators coming in, like just coming in and such.
Exactly.
Like they do a great job with that, honestly.
So, guys, the wise man here, I'm going to let him speak for a little bit, but he wants to address about the Drake Bell guy. Fun fact, if you guys don't know who Drake Bell is, he used to be in the Nickelodeon show Drake and Josh.
Yeah, which I will talk about it here from. It's based on some like stuff that I basically researched and everything. So yeah, yeah, I mean yeah. Some of you may know who Drake Bell is. Basically, the actor that turned singer. I do like his music and such, and how he was like in the not just a show, but like like I remember him then in the Fairly Odd movies and the Spider-Man animated series I didn't watch, but I remember him well from But what I'm sure you guys really know that really spotted everything was the 2021 Charlotte Dangerfield case, which there are some things that we ended up seeing, honestly. So, well, just that we ended up finding out based on the court documents that were leaked through one of the videos that I saw. You know, and plus a lot of that, like some of it's just with the hate, and most of those videos are just. I'm sorry to say this, but some of those videos are literally clickbait when they say, "Oh, like here," and it's like I'm really sick of the clickbait. But the clickbait is not what we're going to get into. But what we're going to get into is something that we found out. So we all know how he texted this one girl that was an obsessive fan of that celebrity himself. But the problem with that is that when he approached when he came across that person that was stalking him on Instagram, he did not know the person's age at all. And in the court document, it's like he did say like. Now he was right about the fact that it's stupid and irresponsible of him to like go ahead and like text him without knowing the person's age, which is it's basically like sure it's generally not okay. It's like if you're gonna like talk to people first, make sure you know their age first before doing that. But like to be quite honest, based on the court documents we saw, like not just like just through the documents, but also like but mostly from what they were leaked. So. And this gets really interesting because that accuser's court hearing, like her statement, most of it didn't add up. Because let me tell you this, there are like screenshots that apparently were unorganized, and how do we know? It's because of the fact that like there are timestamps of like when the screenshots are taken based off of those texts. So like now I will admit now he did admit the fact that he. Was having a 40 conversation with the girl. Like, he did not know that she was a minor at all until, he found out, like, in the end, basically. There were a few things where he did not send any of those weird photos that were exchanged by.
And yet this ruined his acting career for the rest of his life.
Yeah, exactly. And what happened is that, for a couple of screenshots, because like I saw a video of someone like talk about that, but and this is like what has not been addressed, except I did the research like through the comments and like through other videos and like people talking about Drake Bell himself that has spoken about it, even his ex-wife, in one of the reviews, which I'm not gonna lie, but those interviews he had with those people were really good, but like. The fact they talk about, there are a few things where he's like, oh, that's great. Like he asked for some more, and the girl said, it's too risky. Well, a lot of people believe that he continued like messaging the girl with that, like after finding out the age. Apparently, it turns out it's not because it turns out that's not true because like that was like from one of the unorganized shit and. What was I gonna say? And what Drake did, and like, I do agree the fact that he shouldn't have like made those flirty comments or questions at all. But like when it comes to him, what was it? But like the last screenshot. The last thing was sent was just an exchange post from him, like going on the plane on Instagram. But like underneath, there's just this huge, literally blank space. So we assume. So we don't believe that he continued texting the girl like after that. Like, but like I'm sure he got really suspicious when he when he probably looked through the message and like and asked her how old she was, and when he found out the real age, that was when he cut communication. And when it was announced that Drake and Janet were going to be married, or when they were going to be engaged and married, that really broke her. And like it's like now this is an obsessive. Sure, she was minor, but like this was an obsessive fan that we're talking about, an obsessive fan and she literally stalked Drake Bell and his wife. Like she also threatened them. And even his ex threatened multiple accounts. There was like,
and yet she had no repercussion out of it.
exactly. It's like,
Because threatening is considered like a terroristic threat, but
Yeah.
more serious than that.
Yeah.
So really, she should have been held. He could have pressed charges against her though too.
yeah,
But
but
he should have.
But here's the problem: she was a minor at the time, so like under Ohio law, it's like this is still like out of emotional harm through like like under Ohio, even under Ohio law regarding this whole case. It's like still not cool of him to go. Like I said, it's still I do agree with the fact that it was still stupid and irresponsible of him to like go ahead and like text him without knowing the person's age. I'm glad he admitted that like later on and such and how he spoke about it like because and I'm glad he came forward with shit. But still, it's like it's screwed up. Now we do know for a fact that sure Drake Bell was essayed by this guy named Brian Peck, and everybody, and literally a lot of people in Hollywood, praised his prayer and such, which that's pretty fucked up, and I'm sure that really affected him mentally
Yeah.
with how Brian Peck, because like there's a saying where victims become abused and such. I don't think he was really in. That was not his. I don't think it was Drake's intention of being like an abuser and shit because he didn't know the person's age. Like we ain't delusional when it comes to this. Like, and here's the problem. Like, it's like not only that like this was like, it's like the laptops and phones of like both the Drake Bell and the accuser herself were taken so that they can just view it. It took them 18 months or 2 years or something like that. But like. But when they pressed charges, but when the Cleveland Police Department pressed charges against Drake, I'll be honest with you, like most of us here know for a fact that it went on for a month, and let me tell you, like it wasn't like Drake Bell's fault for like making it slow. It's like he was starting to have a family basically, and as a matter of fact, the trial was rushed so quickly that they didn't
Just like the Chris Benoit case.
yeah, but with a murder case, but that's like
Yeah.
sorry, it was but not the entire case itself with this being quick, but like the trial was rushed so quickly that they didn't even bother organizing every single screenshot like in the correct timeline of when this whole conversation between Drake Bell and the accuser herself.
So basically, they didn't go over the evidence or anything at all. That's what the detectives are supposed to do. They're supposed to go over the cases, and yet they don't do it in this case. So they wanted to rush it quickly on Drake, and then they ruined his fucking career.
Yeah, and they also did not have anybody testifying about the whole case other than that statement that the girl made.
There was no witnesses. There was no testifying witnesses.
Well, I heard that there were witnesses saying like, oh, but not with this whole thing like, oh, Drake Rubin had oral but Drake Bell confirmed that he did none of that other than like the text messages that he.
But to me, I think sometimes within this case, I think corruption happened. So they were going into this favor, but yet she was going around threatening them. That's one serious charge that Drake should have done. And the stalking, that should have been considered another charge.
Yeah, but the problem is they cannot accuse her because not only sure she was indeed like consider it like she.
And again,
was
that's
minor
why
back then.
Ohio's rules and laws are so stupid.
Yeah, well, not all of them are. I mean, I can definitely see why that they're going through because there's some good reasons for that. So it's like, and Drake Bell also confirmed that like, oh, he made like, the girl was planning on setting him up for revenge by making all those lies and such, and like when this accuser made the police report, like it's like, well, I think like sure both Drake Bell and the accuser were both wrong, but mostly the girl was in the wrong for like ruining his life and such.
She just did it to ruin his career, basically, and his career run down the drain.
And unfortunately, like there's almost like nothing that like people can do. It's like when you ruin celebrity's life, there's like nothing else you can do, even if you try to like.
But he has the right to have his record sealed. I mean, he has the right to do that.
Well, basically they're not sealed. Basically,
well, he should if he wants to be able to go back to acting again. He can have them sealed.
Yeah.
But start over a brand new in life. But Drake Bell, we feel bad for you, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't. The people are still going around calling you a pedophile, and but yet this guy. We're gonna talk about this before we go back on the Drake case. But this guy, this similar situation happened with Skeeter Jean. He's a guy that goes after peds. that go around having these fake conversations with his decoys and stuff, and praise him for doing it. But however, when he went to Michigan to confront this guy, the cops didn't believe Drake Bell deserved credit. Yes, Tristan, he did, Mr. Fatu, but keep doing what you're doing for the tribal chief. And like I said, ignore your drama. But either way, so when Skeeter Jean went to Michigan, he went to confront this guy, and the police didn't want to do shit about it. And here's all because the prosecutor, she was protecting the guy. She didn't want to feel like doing the court documents or anything. So they allowed the pedophile to get away with it. So Michigan police didn't want to do anything. This happened in Wyoming, Michigan. So they didn't bother to do any documentation or anything. They told Skeeter Jean, like, oh yeah, you're pretending to be a police officer. We can have you arrested for that. Did he ever say that he was pretending to be a police officer? No. He's a private investigator, and he was going to confront this guy, and they agreed a meetup spot at the McDonald's there. And all of a sudden, this just happened. Skeeter Jean told them the truth. We have the whole entire chat log here, and they didn't bother to do anything. So he confronted the guy, and he's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I don't know what you're talking about. So basically, Michigan State Police didn't want to do anything. They didn't want to do their jobs. So failure for them. They are allowing pedophilias to get away with that stuff. So anyway, back to the Drake case.
Yeah. So, but I was gonna point out some notes here regarding this whole case. Well, sure. I mean, like I said, victims who become abusers. I mean, near the end of Quine said, like when you talk about his abuse that he went through, like he did mention that he was lost in the mind, where he committed a couple DUIs and to the point where he texted someone without knowing the person's age, shit. But like it's like a couple things to note also is that there was some paparazzi like taking photos of like Drake Bell huffing a friggin' balloon like in the car like around sun. Well, he shouldn't be doing that around sun, but like the thing is, that is a sign of depression. That's why he actually went to rehab. Which, I mean, he did talk, in a couple of interviews, he did talk about how he went to rehab, and, now we're not saying, we don't know, like, what fully happened from everything about it, but, like, this is, like, from what we just learned from the leaked court documents that were not sealed, not just like that, but, like, through the videos we saw, but it's, like, and there's people saying, oh, that doesn't justify what Dribble did here, like, we're not... I don't think he's just trying to make all this excuse shit, but like, it's like we're defending the truth, not the flirty behavior and such.
Yeah.
Like the truth is what we're going for because like it just needs to be addressed. Well, I mean, sure, it's like, hey, just gotta move on. Everything, like it's best to move on. But what I'm really glad for is the fact that Drake Bell has continued his music career. Like, because he made his album called Nonstop Fly, which I listened to some of the songs. It's great, honestly. And I'm glad even though sure he divorced his ex-wife and such. It's like, but I've seen a lot of like other cases that were like not other cases, but like I've seen other things where people will talk about the fact that Drake Bell escaped to Mexico to escape to avoid his problems, which or and such, and he had to change his name and such for that. That's
false.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the case. Although he did find his new home in Mexico mostly, which is why he's popular in Mexico, believe it or not. What else? Oh yeah, and also people say that Josh Peck did not invite Drake Bell to his wedding, which is true, but saying that the reason is because of this whole 2021 case. No, that has nothing to do with that case either. But I'm sure that Drake and Josh were not always friends from that time being, even though they did reunite recently, which I'm like, that's good. He did have a couple of great reunions. And there was going to be a Drake and Josh reboot that was going to happen.
But until this instance happened.
Yeah. I mean, there was a script that was written even after that. But Josh made some saying, like, he called himself an F-head, like, in that script. It was going to be called Josh Drake. So, and now I'm hearing they're still going to do the potential Drake and Josh reboot soon, so I'm like, that would be cool, but like, yeah. Even though that there are some reunions, like, I expect more reunions than just reboot series, honestly. But and there's also like claims about Drake Bell's ex-girlfriend saying, "Oh, he physically abused me," but like and everything. I did see a little bit of it in one of the videos, not like the original video itself, but like where she talked about like. To be honest, I mean, if he did it, that's horrible, but we don't know if he really did, because what happened is like when she showed like pictures, like that doesn't look like any abuse. It's like that's even though he dated like a 16-year-old when it was 20, like sure that's weird, but that is a sign of abuse from Brian Peck, because I heard that like some men that have been abused by Brian Peck mentally affects them real badly,
But yet they didn't bother to like the similar situation. You think the Drake Bell case is worse? How come they didn't investigate the real Cody Rhodes or his dad with all these allegations too, and with Brock Lesnar? They're just giving them fines like, oh yeah, be a good boy, just don't do it again.
Yeah.
Like no, that they still need to be punished.
Yeah.
Even though Cody Rhodes from WWE violated multiple of these women too. If you watch his channel, he exposed more of the truth anyway.
Well, based on those conspiracy theories, even though like we don't know if those are like fully true, but it seems like they are from that case.
From what I looked up, from when Trish, Lita, and all of them told the truth, their body language said it all. So I'm gonna believe them, dude. Either way. Yeah. But now they're threatening to take their Hall of Faming stuff away.
Yeah.
So that again, WWE's allowing these bad people to come back. Again, Brock Lesnar shouldn't have came back, but yet your guys are going to allow a woman abuser / a violator to come back in the company when he saw the videos and the pictures with Vince McMahon doing that bad stuff. But yet you guys don't want to go after him, even though he has a court sentence here in October.
Yeah. And interesting. And there's one thing I want to talk about the Bell case. Well, sure. Like, we're not talking about this to you guys to change your opinions and such. I mean, it's like if you want to believe what you believe, go right ahead, but do your own research. But we just want you we want to know that there's the truth that's out there that you should realize and know. But some people are just literally hiding it, and like the people that go against him, like. I mean, their body language says it all when it comes to them just, doing shit. Like, Alexa Nicholas has exposed him, even though she said, like, oh, I support him, like, and saying, oh, I don't support him because, like, and even some of Alexa's good friends, like Sloan, Adam McIntyre, and Paige, talking about it and believing that Drake Bell's a monster for here and there, based on the unorganized documents that are, I did not see all of them, but, like, there's some that that do seem to be unorganized. To be quite fair, if you pay attention to the timestamps, but and also the accuser herself was just acting up, like her body language said it all when the lawyers speak. I'm like,
but either way, your job in court is to have all the documents ready and the timestamps and everything. In this instance, they failed to do it because I have a family member of mine. He knows everything about law enforcement too, and it's like I said. You always have to make sure your time stamps is there. The detectives have to have their case files organized too. But again, in the Drake Bell instance, they didn't do it. They failed to do so.
Yeah, based on what was leaked and what people did not fully notice.
Yeah,
it's like I get it. Like people just don't want anything to do with that. But like, I get it. But it's like, and unfortunately with this abuser, he got away with it. Like. And yet, like when Drake Bell's abuser, Brian Peck, we all know, like I'm sure we all know this, but like when he came back, like it's like when he was only in jail for a little bit, not for life, because everybody supported him saying, oh, he made a job mistake. It was more of a crime, because
I mean he should have been held responsible and prosecuted into the further investigation, but obviously they were protecting him.
Yeah, and they were. And like when he got out, sure he was a registered sex offender, but they allowed him to continue to not only work with the children, but also Peck, not Josh, but Brian Peck, who's the dialogue coach on Nickelodeon. Also, he continued like after
when they shouldn't be. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Like he ended up on a couple of episodes of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and even in the movie Bedtime Stories and other movies that had minors in them, like for several years.
Fucking stupid.
I know, it's like, and I'm also surprised that Dan Schneider, who violated multiple
See, and they
people.
let Dan Schneider get away with everything.
And I'm surprised that he has not even been charged with.
And if the actress that played Sam, she could still testify against him in court if she still wanted to. I mean, the guy that played Spencer and on iCarly was protecting them.
Oh yeah. And those videos said it all. That's not going to go away, especially like with other people talking about their experiences.
Again, this is Jeanette McCurdy that we're talking about. That's the reason why she wasn't in the iCarly.
Yeah, and I did read that book. It's a really
the
great
one
book.
I Hate My Mom.
Yeah, like I'm glad my mom. Yeah, that book. It was emotional, but it was great to read it. It based on like the dangers of Nickelodeon. I enjoy Nickelodeon, but I don't like the way that the executives and the people run it.
And Dan Schneider should be ashamed of himself.
Yeah, and here's the worst part. Like at Nickelodeon, unfortunately, many of those stars, like the main stars, don't get residuals, which I feel bad for a lot of them. Honestly, it's like, sure about Drake Bell. He did take responsibility, and he's not on the offender registry. So like, how come? But like, okay, Matt, it's like, how come you would let like someone who is literally a registered sex offender like Brian Peck going out and just continue to work with people, and not Drake Bell when he was on the offender registry, and like this whole document shit. I don't know. Like, we're not gonna fully talk about it.
But either way, and then another thing is too, guys, I've been seeing on YouTube and other platforms like Facebook, X, and Instagram. You guys keep making fun of the Charlie. What was it, Charlie?
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk. You guys keep making fun of a Christian that deserved to die. No, that's not funny. That's just disrespectful. You guys are just blaming the Christian people about the God thing. You don't like how we don't believe in your pride. We don't believe in polyamorous relationships. Again, I don't have a problem with it. I got a buddy of mine that has 2 girlfriends, was married to one, and then has a secondary wife. But again, I'm not gonna say anything criticism to him because it's still my best friend. But again, you guys are going around saying that, oh yeah, Charlie deserves to die, and then yet there's another person threatening his wife that has his unborn child, and now that unborn child, if it's a he or she, they're not going to know who their father was because he was executed. All because he's a politician? Really? So now so you guys are trying to turn this country into a dictatorship. We're not going to allow that to happen. Okay? So Charlie Kirk didn't deserve to die. Somebody had it out for him, and they killed him. All because he was speaking the truth. And yet, you guys don't like when truth happens. Like I said, about the Chris Benoit thing, you guys don't want to hear the truth. It's called tune the fuck out. That's what that's called. But either way, what me and the wise man talk about is the truth, but we're not defending Drake Bell. We just don't like how that case was iffy.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah. It's like we're not like defending like his actions of like talking to someone without knowing their age, but we're defending the truth, like I said before. Yeah. Even though the reason pled guilty was, it was indeed due to finances, and I forgot to mention, his lawyer, he actually talked about this in a couple of interviews. His lawyer gave him a couple of options, saying like, if you want to pick the fact that you should like either go to jail where you would plead not guilty, and he said.
And Tristan Fatu says, also the LGBTQ community is now called the LGB Alliance because of the Charlie Kirk incident due to the toxic people online. Exactly, but again, it still doesn't justify them to be making fun of his death. It's disrespectful and it's utterly disgusting and disrespect. I mean, Charlie Kirk shouldn't have had anything at all. So he shouldn't have died. You guys took somebody's life away where his unborn child now has no dad, and yet you guys are going around not letting the wife to moan for the loss of her own husband, and you guys keep sending her death threats. Like the shit stops today.
Exactly. And what I was going to say like before, and back to the whole Drake Bell case, like when he talked about the fact that like his lawyer was giving options to like either plead not guilty where he would have to face jail time, or plead guilty to the point where you have to have like where he would end up on probation and community service. But the thing
what he should have done was he should have pleaded not guilty.
Yeah, but like that could have made it a lot worse because like there's like there's thing where you're innocent until proven guilty, or guilty until proven
Yeah,
innocent.
but the lawyer that he had was kind of a joke.
Yeah,
He could have had a better one.
even though he was like
He
most.
could have hired the one that works for my family.
Yeah, it's like, and it's like the thing is like it's like he was mostly innocent except for like the fact that he just texted someone without knowing someone's age. I mean, I can see why. I can see why like this he had a plea guilty. It's like, and there's just a lot of it for a reason. And plus he wanted to spend time with his family, which I'm glad he did from that time being. Like, but yeah, it's like.
But now his probation's over, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad he's just doing a lot better, a lot better than he did like years ago with all that in the case, and like the fact that he spoke about what he went through as such. Like, he did say like he was going through a lot of fucking shit mentally, and didn't want to share it until later. It's like, I'm surprised he came forward like a true pro survivor and a hero. Now, we're not saying that every victim's a liar. Like, no. But there's some that will just say other things that'll to make it look bad. It's like if you know the truth, just write it down. Just write it down, but don't say it away. Just don't do something like that out of revenge. It's like, yeah, but it's basically corrupted, basically. But I was also going to mention this reminds me of other cases like Dr. Disrespect, for example. He confessed he directly sent inappropriate messages and had very inappropriate conversations and continued doing after finding out the minor's age. And it's like when we found out, I'm like, what the hell? It's like, I'm glad he confessed, but the fact they did that's like, and yet they let him back in like certain events. Like, really, dude? Like, I'm done.
And they shouldn't have.
Yeah, it's like he used to be a great gamer, but now he's just a fuck. Now he's just a piece of shit for what he has done, for what he had done. Like, and I'm glad they banned him from Twitch. Especially when he confessed all this. Like, you shouldn't have done that. It's like this is way worse.
Exactly.
And let me tell you this: there's also there was also the Michael Jackson case where like this, like the Drake Ball case. It's very similar to the Michael Jackson case, to be quite honest. And Michael Jackson did talk about those experiences, like when he was around, where, well, sure, he was abused, but later, when Michael Jackson was around, he had this place called the Neverland, where he wanted to experience like the childhood that he never had, and well, sure, he had a lot of fun with like the kids that would come over, just But it's like, people accuse him of like pedophilia and just
when he did not.
No.
He deserves to rest in peace. And if you guys are not going to respect Michael Jackson, then shame on you.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the only thing that is really screwed up, so in the Bell case, is that but like with him, with Jackson, it's different. It's still different, but there were like two cases made against him, where. But mostly it's just where basically he slept with a couple of kids, but not like on the bed, one on the floor. But I will say he did not have he didn't have a great social boundary like at all. Like, sure, that makes you weird for doing that, but like other than that, he's nowhere near like the creepiest like he's nowhere like creepier or just more a monster than anything else. Still fun. It's like we're not defending his actions or behavior, but we're defending like the truth and such. Like but despite all that, he was like one of the best singers. Like, I still listen to his music today, and like when I got that Michael Jackson shirt at home, like back when I was in high school, nobody had a problem with it.
Nobody did. It's just today's generation wants to start talking smoke, and I saw videos of people saying that Elvis is the same way. Since when did the king of rock and roll ever do anything to pedophilia?
Even though
Elvis deserves to rest at peace. Like, come on now. And yet you guys are now saying that his daughter's like this too now.
Even though
let his daughter rest in peace.
Even though that he had, even though that he was that everybody offered him drug shit. Well, I don't get me wrong. Like, this type of like entertainment industry and media in general and Hollywood, like Hollywood is generally freaky. Like, they're not wrong about that. But when it comes to this case of like some celebrities being like set up here and there, it's like I don't get. Oh, I also forgot to mention in the Bell case, there was also There was also a document of a birthday card. A lot of people say that, oh, he wrote the card entirely knowing the person, like, oh, you know, knowing the person, oh, you made, like, the thing. Rumor has it that it was that the card was that it was the card that was made, or that was like probably written or bought by the accuser's aunt, and they had Drake Ball sign, and the only thing they had is Drake Ball signing it, just only his name.
And then Tristan Fatu says here, they are saying it about them so more people cannot like them, as well as the person who started the false rumors. Very true. Very true.
Yeah, unfortunately, in a lot of cases, like this is why I don't always get into that, because like they're, at the end of the day, not in every single case, but there's like a toxic, there's like a toxic community to the point where people just talk about here. I mean, I get that people just don't want to, you know.
They just don't want to hear the truth no more. They don't want to hear us defending the truth.
Like people just don't want to hear
and then
stuff about them.
And on top of that, the wise men also here forgot to mention about the Roblox situation.
Oh yeah, Roblox.
Yes. Let me get into it really quick. There was this guy that works for Skeeter Gene as well. I forgot his YouTube name, Jay something. And he was confronting pedophilia. What does Roblox do? They go after the Jay guy, and yet they allow the pedophilia to still be playing their platform. Like, really, Roblox? Shame of you. You should get a lawsuit because these private investigators are trying to protect these children, okay? Think about if it was my own nephews. I would be protecting them every step of the way.
Yeah.
My sister is like their mama bear. She's like their cub. I'm like the tribal chief of protecting them like if they were my own kids. My sister and me would lose our shit. And Roblox, you should be ashamed of yourself for allowing your platform to have nothing but pedophilias when that's just only supposed to be a kid's game.
Yeah, it's like Roblox should not be like a place for child predators or sex
and don't
predators.
forget, they also banned Skeeter Gene off of it too when he was taking care of his decoy account of his that he created, pretending to be a 13-year-old boy, and they banned it because they said that he was the one that was causing it. How was he the one that was causing it? You're doing it to these private investigators when they're trying to protect the Roblox community. But okay.
Yeah, I just don't even know what else to say about it. It's unfortunate when it comes to these like situations. Like, there's pedophilia everywhere, both in person and through social media and the internet. It's everywhere, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And as someone that was a victim of somebody sexual solicitation, like, it sickens me regarding the fact that people make false rumors and the fact that enable the predators and shit. The people that make false rumors, it's as disgusting as the predatory behaviors themselves in any shape or form.
See, and that's the thing that's stupid, though. Like, why do these video game people and creators be like, oh yeah, we're gonna protect them because they mean everything to us on this platform. Yet you're allowing people to commit crimes on your guys' servers. So Roblox, like I said, if you guys are not going to protect the children of your community, and yet you're not going to allow these private investigators to expose the truth about these people, then you don't deserve anybody to play on your platform at all.
No.
Because better yet, Minecraft gives a crap about their protecting people. So really, Roblox, you don't deserve any respect or sympathy from me. And how despicable that you're allowing pedophiles to play on your servers.
It says it's not about protecting kids anymore. It's about money nowadays to them.
And that's why Roblox should get a lawsuit against them. But yet, it's already happening from Skeeter Gene.
Yeah, it's like every single company needs to focus on protecting people. Like men, women, children. Like people that are not like predators or anyone that's evil. Anybody. It's like they need to be held accountable and take a lot of accountability.
You don't see me and the wise man doing anything stupid.
No.
We won't.
No.
We never will either.
Yeah, like any of that stupid shit, like, you know, like all that predatory stuff, like we don't do, sure, we make furniture, but we don't do anything that's farther than that. We don't abuse people. We don't go after people. We don't prey on people or anything, and we don't make false rumors about them. Now, Now, unless if someone has said like, oh, that's not true, this actually someone's like, oh, then like, oh, that's like wait a minute, like, oh, we're correct, well, we'll just change it, but not to the point where we do it out of premeditated revenge. It's like, sure, like Roblox needs to be held accountable, and they need to they need to make changes to make everything safe. Same thing with other companies like Nickelodeon, like we just mentioned. Also, Disney, Warner Brothers, Paramount in general. Um, Universal, NBC, Sony, which I heard that Sony really kills music, and they say that because they like to have you sign NDAs. That's what I heard from that one video I saw.
And yet, also, Sony's ruining the PlayStation 5, even though this has nothing to do with this video.
Like yeah, it's like if you're caught. Yeah, it's like with Sony. It's like I heard that if you're caught, it's like if the whole predatory shit is caught, like they make you just go in and like sign an NDA and just keep it like quiet and just make sure and then they'll just like take somebody. This is one of my favorites, but it's like they'll take somebody that is, you know, that is that is not defending the predatory behavior, like keeping those heroes out.
Exactly.
Like, it's like I don't understand why they just tried hiding like to the point where they're like, oh no, our reputation will down. Well, yeah, it's because it's because of the shitty reputations and decisions they make, and I'm sick of that. I'm sick of people
exactly
it's like if you're gonna date somebody, don't just go online and just do any of that. Like find someone your age, or if you want to stay single, stay single.
That's why, like I said, speed dating events are not even worth it anymore because this guy got manipulated. I did too, but I'm done with it. Yeah. I mean, I got a friend of mine named Jordan Uso, aka Jay McDonald, 2001, that wants to still go to the other one here in Cincy. It's not really worth it. He's like, oh, well, I think it is. I'm like, well, you can go to it. I'm not, because, like I said, I'm tired of being manipulated. So is the wise man. But like I said, though, and also we forgot to mention Xbox is doing the same thing too. This one guy, Sacramento, had somebody come up. Hold on, before we touch base. Also, I found out that in the Thomas the Tank Engine community, there is the original member named Richard Jordan, who put a camera in his family's bathroom, and then they finally got caught, and he was the doctor too.
Really? Oh wow.
That's just stupid.
It's disgusting.
Stupid.
Like, don't get me started on everybody else, like freaking Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and freaking don't get me started on Diddy either, and don't get me started on Jeffrey Jones. He oh my god, he got caught, like he got caught 4K for child pornography, and yet he was on the
disgusting.
And they allowed him to run free and just continue to work in Hollywood until later. I'm like, he's so disgusting. Like,
but however, though, Xbox is also doing the same thing like Roblox is, because fun fact, Microsoft owns a portion of Roblox, only by 5%. But either way, Microsoft, that owns Xbox, should be ashamed of themselves. This 15-year-old female got messaged by this 40-year-old creep. Don't know his username, but it's on Sacramento's YouTube channel. The guy that I said don't subscribe to, I mean, yeah, he starts a little bit of shit here and there about something else. But either way, he was confronting the guy. No response at all, just like gibberish. And but yet Xbox suspended the victim's account, and yet they're allowing pedophiles on their platform. Like, really?
Yeah.
That's why I don't play Xbox no more, because of that stupid shit.
Yeah, I just don't even know what to tell you, man. It's just
these companies really don't care. They're going after all these private investigators when they're the ones going after the pedophilias. So it's so stupid. It needs to stop. Like, really.
Yeah, it's like now, it's like and to every victim that's involved in like every single case, like the actual victims, I feel so bad. Like, we're so sorry.
Sympathy from us,
even like sympathy. Like, we have so much sympathy to the actual victims out there, like actual survivors, and to the ones that were literally victimized with all this, and how, you know, it's so stupid regarding the fact that people just like to do this out of shit, just want to, like, you know, it's like, I'm telling you, there's monsters out there. You gotta be really careful out there when you go out there. A lot of people talk about it. Yeah, it's like you also got to be careful who you meet, who you speak to, what you say to people, because at the end of the day, they can use stuff against you, and
they
can,
will.
yeah, and not like in a boss way, but like in like situations where they can just they can make sure they can put your hands they can put their hands on you. It's like it's so freaking. There's like different types of the R word. We're not going to mention. We're not gonna. It's just we feel bad. It's like
we do.
It's like nobody should ever go through all those unfortunate things. Nobody should ever go through like being accused of something that they didn't do or intentionally do or whatever, even though they technically did some similar here and there. And nobody should ever go through like any type of predatory behavior to the point where people just can, create a trap by getting onto them, just assault and just sexualize them in any way, especially like when it comes through like text or even through video chat and like what is it like through other things and literally other things when it comes and like literally things even in person, like oh we don't meet in person. Like I've seen a bunch of people like like in fact I've seen videos where people trying to meet, like not just with Chris Chan catching predators, but like other people that literally meet up with predators that are meeting like freaking minors to make sure that they're not going out there to prey on those poor people, especially if they're children. It's like children deserve better. They deserve safety. Same with people like men that are not like predators, and even women that are not like predators. Because there's people out there that lie. It's like it's so disgusting. It's like, but the ones that are really hurt. I mean, if they show body language of that, like not just facial expression, but the body language, yeah, it'll say it all. Like they'll say it, they will say it all in the shit. But it's like, I just don't even know what else to say in this case. Like those people, everybody should be, and everybody that is not a monster should be protected, even children. And it's like, I don't even know what to say, but nobody should ever go through to the point where, like I said, where this monster just creeps on them to just shoot them. Like, but like to the point where other the predator catcher, like the people that catch predators, other than Chris Chan, like just go out and beat the shit out of pedophiles. Like I find some of it funny, but it's still gets solved. But like in other cases, like.
And yet we see in a video where a guy was getting hit. He's like, "Please, I won't do it again." Like, dude, you don't.
Especially when people say, "Oh, I didn't know nothing." Like, yeah, they lie. It's like you gotta watch out for those things.
They lie up their teeth, basically.
Yeah, a lot of them do. Like, it's like it's like for their multiple videos we've seen. It's like, especially when they get caught in the act.
Yeah.
And yet those pedophiles were like, "Oh yeah, hey, we're trying to look cool again." Like, it's like, I'm sorry,
you're never gonna look cool.
No, not at all. Like for the rest of your life, it's like
you're just gonna be an idiot for the rest of your life.
It's like once you're a piece of shit like that, you're always gonna be like that.
Yeah.
And that's the case. And
then that's what the three key factors are. If you're an adult that's trying to look for someone, go out to a bar where it's only for adults only. Look for people your age. 2, look for someone close enough to your age. If you don't want to date anybody like in their 20s, then go for older, where they're more mature. Go for 30s or 40-year-olds. I'm tired of it, and he's tired of it. So our lesson is don't do. If you guys want to do speed dating events, go for it. Go ahead and get manipulated, because like I said, we're done with it. We're done.
Yeah. Hey, are we also going to talk about Amore Renzo? Because I didn't talk about him in my video.
Oh yeah, go for it, and then me and you will.
I don't know everything much about the Amore Renzo thing, other than the essay allegation.
That was just that case particularly. It's a hit or miss, because like I said, I didn't get full detail of the whole entire spaz and the allegations on it. But there's so much stuff in there that this situation did was so much disaster. And File 2 says, I am never going to do a speed dating event. Yeah, no, don't do it. Don't even do Facebook dating. It's not even worth it. Too many fake people on there.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, it's like I just don't understand. Like, oh, and let's not forget about Jared Fogle, the guy from Subway that also got accused. I'm like, the way he looks says it all.
And he doesn't even work for that company anymore either.
Good.
So
It's like there's just a lot. Like I get there's some people that are controversial, others are just controversial for a lot of good reasons. And like I'm glad we're just addressing all this to
and yet they say that people change. That's not really true. They never change.
yeah. Not some people do change. Not all of them. Like actual like the people that are predators, like the ones that we're talking about. No,
They never do.
no.
But either way, guys, it's like I said, we're not condoning any of this. We're not. We're just providing a facts that don't do this stuff at all in real life. Because once you do and you get a record on your name, it's on you regardless if you get it sealed for the rest of your life or not. So be careful out there. Date people your age. And if you are a person that's a repeat offender, you don't deserve any chance at second chances. You should stay behind bars.
Exactly.
So, either way, guys, this is the Tribal Chief here and the Wise Man, a.k.a.
So,
Byron, the Multiple Interest Man.
Triple B as well.
But, either way, guys, we're out of here. Fucking acknowledge us, and peace.
Peace and one up. All right.
You want to go get some Skyline right